Hey, what's going on, people? This is a President's Day weekend. I hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. Decided to talk about one of the things I did on Valentine's Day. Before I start, I'm going to give a special shout out to Nikki. I'm going to call this video Homeless Valentine. Now, here I am. This is around like 7 o'clock at night. I'm walking across 95th Street. As I'm walking across, I'm approaching the corner, I see three women. Now, these three women were pretty much homeless women. And when I was saying homeless, they're not homeless people living on the street. There's like a homeless shelter in the middle of that block, like behind me. So I'm walking away from that, and I see these women. I know they're more than likely from that shelter. And I'm looking at them. There's three black women. They all look like they're middle-aged. They look like they're in their 40s or 50s. And I was looking at them, and they were riffing with each other a little bit. Not a great big fight or anything, but I look at them, I'm just trying to figure them out, because, you have some people who are homeless, they're just down on their luck, Then you have other people who's like drugs, the drugs and alcohol let them do that. And unfortunately, I have to say that they look like the type that look like they've been in that life for a while. They look like, they probably homeless because of drugs and alcohol. And I'm feeling, it's Friday night, this is Valentine's Day, and it's a Friday night. I also know, being it's a Friday night, it's early Friday night, they're more than likely, they probably like trying to figure out ways to go, to get drunk and get high, for the night, because that's like Friday, Saturday's party night. So, just like, these women, like I said, they're in the middle age, they're more likely they have teenage children, they might even have full adult children. I was saying, well, I hope their children are doing better than they're doing right now. And actually, for them to be in that situation, they might have burned all the bridges with their kids, and, they can't even stay with their kids, because I actually know a vet who was in Desert Storm. He actually became homeless, and his kids were trying to hook him up to do, because he has kids. In fact, he used to live, believe it or not, there are projects right behind Lincoln Center. If anyone who knows New York, you probably wouldn't know, but there are like a bunch of projects right behind it. He used to live in those projects right behind there. But the kids moved out of state. They wanted to hook him up, but he didn't want any help from the kids. He wanted the homeless shelters to give him. There's supposed to be some kind of special homes for veterans in Brooklyn. So he decided to stay in the shelter system. He didn't want his kids to help him out. But anyway, that's like besides the point. But anyway, he's one of those guys. He didn't get in the shelter system from drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. He just like fell down on his luck. And he was too proud to take any help from his kids. But the women I'm talking about, they didn't look like they were in that situation. They look like they. But I'm just guessing, because sometimes people, these women, like, they could have actually, like, a lot of times homeless people, to me, the biggest problem with them is a lot of them have given up. Like, they've like, it's not like suicide. It's like, it's like a slow suicide where they just like accept, whatever's coming, whatever's gonna happen, and to me, that's like the one thing that stops them from, because it really only takes when they lost the spark, they lost the fire inside of them to actually go on and fight. They feel like life is beating them down, and they're just like, cool, I'm just take this beat down and just, struggle with whatever comes next. And it's kind of crazy, because you would somehow be able to like give them a spark or like fire them so they could just go on again. They would be all right. They wouldn't be in that situation for any great length of time. But anyway, I walked past these women, right? And actually, they were blocking the street, but they saw me coming. They said, "Oh, watch out!" Because, like I said, they were riffing with each other, but they weren't riffing so much. So, watch out, give the man some space. So I was like, well, that was, good of them to realize, they was blocking the street and like move out the way. And as I'm walking towards the street, some guy's coming across the street, and he says, "Why the fuck you ain't calling me so-and-so?" He's talking to one of the women. One of them was like, "Well, I did call you so-and-so." So I was like, yeah, they about to get into their thing. So I just keep on walking. So I go take care of my business, and on my way back, I know I'm more likely to see them again. So I just decided, you know what? I stop at McDonald's. I get a 6-piece McNuggets with barbecue sauce and get it back and start going back. Because I'm figuring, I might as well just give them, do something nice for them. Just give them something, just give it to either one of them. They might share it to the women, being it was Valentine's Day, and I know they're more than likely mothers, they got some kids. And I already know it's not like these women are starving, In fact, if they staying at the shelter, more than likely they'll probably get welfare and food stamps. They could probably go to McDonald's Well, actually, I think how the system, way the system works is they get, the way things in the New York City shelters, probably all over, is that they get their benefits the first of the month, and then they after they get their money, they actually, a lot of them, they're the ones who are on drugs and alcohol, they go out and start partying. They don't go back to the shelter for like days or a week or so, and then when they run out of money, they go back go back to the shelter system. I know a guy who actually works in that, so I know how it goes. Then they go back and when the money runs out, and it's a messed up way to live, but that's how it is. But anyway, while they're supposed to be in the shelter, they're also supposed to be helping them find housing and work and stuff like that. So that's how that situation goes. So I know me buying them like a 6-piece of nuggets is no great big deal, but I just figure, well, why not? And I'll do stuff like that all the time. I definitely don't give money, because I already know you give them money, they'll get cigarettes, because apparently there are people who like sell cigarettes called Lucy's for $1. They can buy cigarettes, or if you give them money, they'll go get drugs and alcohol. So I don't give money. So I'm on my way walking back, and I see, surely enough, they're there. In fact, there's actually 4 women there now, and that one dude is still there. So I'll cross the street, get to them. The guys on my right, the women are on my left. So I asked him, I said, who wants 6 piece with barbecue sauce? The dude immediately says me, and literally tries to snatch me. He made a quick snatch, tried to snatch the bag out of my hand. And it was just by instinct that I was able to pull it away before he could snatch it out of my hand. Look at him like, yo, are you for real? I said, I was actually asking the ladies, because like I said, they was on the left side and he was on the right. So I was looking dead at them, and I was asking which one of them they wanted. I'm looking at the homeboy like, really? He really tried to snatch this right out of my hand. And he more likely, if he was successful, he would have tried to just probably would have ate all of the McNuggets himself. The homeboy like, really, Holmes? I told him I was talking to ladies, and then when I said it was them, they all was reaching for it, and I couldn't figure out which one to give it to. So I gave it to the one who looked like she was the smallest and the weakest in the crew. I gave it to her. And no sooner I gave it to her, he's talking about, yeah, you got to share, you got to share. And I'm just like, damn, brother, in fact, he's the real reason why, because I'm just like, yo, dude, I'm like, I don't know, man, that's just almost like a microcosm of how things are going between black men and black women. Within, in America right now, it's like brothers are just like, yo, fuck, it's about me. It ain't about these chicks over here. And I'm just like, ain't that something? I was like, I was real disappointed in him the way that turned out. I'm just like, well, damn, I'm trying to do a good little deed for the ladies here, because it's Valentine. I know they owe somebody's mother, and this dude, he just made me think like, damn, Holmes, that's a real bad showing for the brothers right there. I was like, damn, but then I gave it to the girl. They was like, even though I gave it to the one short one, they all said, thank you. She's probably going to share it. Now they're going to share it among the 4 women and 1 man. So, 6-piece McNuggets, I don't know. I guess they're going to have a 1 nugget apiece and split one of them and 5 slices. But I was just like, I look at them sometimes and I know that the only reason why they in that situation is they gave up. I'm like, all they really need to do is believe that they can, like I said, a lot of them are middle-aged, so they're probably giving up on their dreams and aspirations, and they're giving up, and they don't have to fully believe they can do it. Even if they just halfway believe that, I can get out of this, if they start working towards it in these nights, they start getting closer and closer to their goal, they might start saying, what, hey, maybe I can really do this. Then they'll 80% believe they can do it, and then when they finally get there, they're like, 100% believe they can do it. But that's really the only thing that's stopping them from being being out of that situation they're in. I mean, I know the addictions, and they have drug addictions and alcohol addictions. They can overcome those if they really want to. To me, it's just a matter of willpower, because, I know a lot of people, they look at homeless people like they're the dread society, and to me, they're just people who gave up. I look at them like people who gave up, and if they give up and then they're in that situation for a long time, I guess they start losing their minds, and, they start really believing that's where they belong. So I don't know, I was just feeling bad for those, because like I said, I'm pretty sure those girls, all of those women have their daughters and sons and, their mothers. And even though, people think Valentine's Day is for younger people, I think older women deserve to have, and I wasn't going to do anything that's corny as buy them any flowers or any candy, anything like that. I'm like, no, that's a little bit too. In fact, they probably look like I was kind of weird if I did something like that. But anyway, that's pretty much what I did for my Valentine's Day, and I just wanted to tell that story just so people understand, like, when I talk about these issues, like, you hear me talking about black men and black women, I'm generally talking more about black women, because to me, black women need more help than black men, because to me, they're like, it's almost like you abandon a puppy on the street. You abandon a puppy on the street, the puppy's going to figure out he's going to need to eat and get some water, and then get some shelter. But after that, you got an abandoned puppy on the street, he doesn't know what to do after that. He gets, all right, get some food, shelter, and water, and then he has to try to figure things out along the way. To me, a lot of black women, to me, they're just like abandoned puppies. They're just like, they trying to figure their thing out along the way, and without any guidance, or the guidance they do get is like, like Homeboy, he was just like looking out for himself. So if he's looking out for himself as far as those nuggets go, then that means that whatever they planned on doing for the rest of that night, whether they planned on be getting some booze or some drugs, he's going to be looking out for himself. He was like, even though he was with them, he was going to be looking out for number one first, and them second. But anyway, I really don't do this, but I might make another video, because I want to talk about that Michael Dunn case. What happened with that is, I actually wasn't surprised by it at all, but Michael Dunn got off, but anyway, let me not even just start getting into that. Let me start getting into that, and just wish everybody peace, and thanks for listening. Later.